So today we're going to be discussing We Are the Media Men. I am Dan, this is Jeremy.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about Darling in the Franxx, which is a stupid name for an anime, but we'll get into that, if it's good or not. And Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, we did Ghostbusters 1 on this podcast, but we've not done 2 or that one from 2016. Did you see that one? 2016 Ghostbusters?
No, I heard it wasn't funny, so I didn't. And I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it for a podcast, so no.
Right.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how good it was. Like, it had like some actual characters in it, which is not something we've been seeing in movies lately. You know, characters.
Right.
Remember characters, Dan? Remember?
Yes. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, gender thing or whatever, but people, whenever there's an issue with a main character being a female and people not liking the movie, they call it sexist and all that stuff.
But they never applaud when we enjoy a movie.
Yes, the main character in this is a female, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's a good female character. I mean she's 12, but she's still like, and also she's got like the differently able thing going on because like she's autistic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she's just really odd because she's super into science and nobody around her really can relate to her. So she quickly, we'll just get into it now. Spoilers ahead for Ghostbusters Afterlife 2021. So she, the only person she can really connect with is the science teacher of the new town they moved to. So,
well, in the movie, she's the only person she's ever talked to that didn't just deflect to how bad her grandfather is.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Like her brother is obviously just having a bad time because she grew up with that mother who, hey mom, where are the eggs? Your grandfather left. Like, I mean, I get it, I do, but also you might be a worse parent than leaving.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I've seen like movies where they're in an orphanage having a better time than this. I mean, what childhood would you rather have? The one they had or like the one from Black Clover?
Right.
I would rather have a bunch of other kids and a priest around. You know, a fictional priest, not like a real Catholic priest.
True, because you'd be getting diddled. Too soon? Yeah, so my point was the characters that they just slam into these movies, the female characters, and I almost think they kind of do it on purpose just to cause more dissension, right? Just make shitty characters and then get people to not like the movie so that they can call them names. But this character, she's interesting. She's actually quite charming when you get to know her. She's not... I only found her to be a little annoying sometimes when she was kind of being like super... It was very rare. But she has a story arc. You can really relate to her. You know, there's a lot of layers to this character. And she kind of looks like she'd be the granddaughter of Harold Ramis, doesn't she?
I don't know why I don't know who Harold Ramis is.
Oh, Egon from the first Ghostbusters, the one that the whole movie's built on.
Okay, that's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they do that with they do that on purpose with the hair and the glasses, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
if you look
like she
at
holds
the
up his
actress,
glasses and like near the middle of the movie, and like they're her glasses, just size for an adult.
Yep. If you look at the actress, she looks nothing like that. It's really weird.
Hollywood, man. How do they do it? They use like mirrors and shit. I like the kids' characters. I liked is that Paul Rudd playing the science teacher?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if I was just categorized, if I had an entire category of actors I called Paul Rudd, or if that was Paul Rudd. But yeah. I thought he did really good. I thought he did a really good job in that one. And when I was watching the movie, I really enjoyed the fact like there was a teacher interacting with a kid, and like it didn't get weird. I was like, like my PTSD from watching the news has me thinking this is going to go the wrong way, but this is a Ghostbusters movie. It's going to be wholesome.
Yeah.
He isn't Catholic at all.
Right. So to set that up, the Egon, who's one of the original 4 Ghostbusters, dies in the opening scene. He's living by himself in this I mean, it kind of looks abandoned, but he's living by himself in this farmhouse in the middle of a small town in Oklahoma. He dies in the opening scene, and his daughter and 2 kids, she's a single mom, have to move. They get evicted from their apartment, and they have to move to this house. So that's the setup for the entire movie.
They show up, he dies, they're evicted, now they're in the house. I thought him dying part was really lengthy because I didn't know which Ghostbuster it was. I was like, why is he there? I thought it was a bit. They could have just had him sitting in the chair waiting with the gun, and then the ghost shows up. They could have saved like 9 minutes. Yeah, had the exact same setup. The only thing they established was that he had boots, and he wore them for at least a while.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if someone had a work boot fetish when they were making this or what, but like, I'm like, what am I watching?
Oh, the other thing the opening scene sets up is the little device that he has detects if there's a ghost or not.
Isn't that from the first movie, though?
Yes, which I think they do that just in case, you've never seen the first one. You're just going to take your kids to this, I guess.
Yeah, they could have just had. I mean, they could have just had the device detect another ghost in 20 seconds instead of spending several minutes on it. What they did was they had what felt like a 45-minute watching of the boots for nostalgia purposes. Also, like the side of his head a bit, I think. But mostly the chair and boots.
Did you know that this movie was set in present day?
Took me a while until I noticed, like, when they had the kid show up named Podcast, I caught that it was present day.
Yeah. I don't live in a small town. I don't live in like a giant city or anything, but a pretty average sized city. And they had a lot of things that looked like it was from, 1994. Especially one of the cars I noticed was a Pontiac Sunfire, which my older brother had when I was in middle school. So do the math on that. You can figure out what my age is.
Yeah, wait, so they had so you spotted a 1994 car in the movie?
Oh no, it's like a 2002 or whatever Pontiac Sunfire. But like initially the way it looked, I'm like, this movie's not present day. Maybe it'll fast forward at some point, but if you've never seen a teal Pontiac Sunfire, you're missing out. Egon's daughter hates her, the mother of the two main kids, for abandoning her.
Yep.
Phoebe's
reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely. Until we find out why. I mean, she still has the right to whatever.
Okay. I feel like we still didn't find out why. Like, that house was pretty big. He could have like had her come in the summer or something.
Yeah, maybe just afraid of her dying from the ghosts like he did. I don't know.
The town wasn't full of ghosts.
Yeah.
The first ghost showed up like after he died.
Oh, the only other thing
the dude had like 75,000 ghost traps.
Yeah.
Just laying around. If he was catching ghosts left and right, he would have run out of traps.
Yep. Phoebe, the main daughter there, she spends the most of the movie like uncovering things. Like there's a little slide puzzle in the floor of the house, like about Egon's past. And Trevor's trying to get laid and finds and fixes the Ghostbusters car. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, there's an old style diner that has a lot of people in it for some reason. Like, this is a nowhere town. The diners are not that stacked.
Yeah. You ever live in a town like this size or?
I lived outside of a much smaller town, but like I've never been like part of a community of that size, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like, I drove past a town this size where like, shootings and cokeheads happened. Yeah. And then went into a place that's almost big enough to be called a city. And that's where I had like friends and a life. Just 45 minutes from home. Just stacking tons and tons of miles on a 1995 Nissan. And that does not tell you how old I am, because that thing was a beater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to know about like when he went in there to hit on the girl that turned out to be much older than him. Like the guys in the back of the kitchen just start roasting him from day one. That's a little aggressive, isn't it? Like, you need to like learn someone's name, like, and what their favorite band is, where you can really roast them.
Yeah. By the way, is that kid really 15? Because he is, seeing him in Stranger Things, he's a giant now. Fucking hell, the kid from Finn Wolfhard.
I did not recognize he was the kid from Stranger Things. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kids, they grow up so
2002.
Fast.
Oh, he's 19. Okay. But still, he shot up there. He was normal child size, 4 years ago, and just...
Okay, so really off topic. Would you like him as Peter Parker?
Yeah.
Like, give him a different haircut, dye it brown. I feel like he could do Peter Parker.
Yeah, I'd like him better than this dipshit they have now. I mean, Tom Holland's great, or whatever people say. No, I don't like Tom Holland. He's always going to be a 12-year-old to me.
But Peter Parker's supposed to be a kid.
I
whenever I watched Spider-Man, I'm like, why is this 45-year-old at school?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the police be here by now?
All of the movies show him as a high school student, but almost every other iteration of Spider-Man, he's like an adult, like 25 to 30 years old.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have Bruce Willis play him any day now then.
Yeah. It's so good. If they ever decide to stop rebooting it and playing a different actor and they do adult Spider-Man, it's so much better. I mean, maybe I'm saying that now because I'm an adult, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, just after the fourth time they've had a teenager play Spider-Man, maybe we can just try doing episode 2 of the comic books, just for funsies.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you start getting into like, I won't go too far off topic, but you start getting to like Kraven the Hunter and things like that. It's gonna be good. Oh, the PS4 Spider-Man game. He's an adult. That's like the best version.
Yeah, was he like a college student in the PS4 game, right? Because he's doing his I thought he had to go to school.
No, you're like Dr. Octopus's apprentice.
Yeah.
Or Otto Octavius's apprentice, but you're graduated and everything.
So anyway, back to this movie, which we usually don't go off topic on movies this bad when we like the movie.
Yeah, true. But
so they had that cafe, which made me think this was the 70s. Because like they're on rollerblades and shit, and like OSHA won't allow that in 2021.
Did they do that at Sonic? We don't have any Sonics here, but
the last time I went to a Sonic has been a good minute. But like all the car spots were empty. It was just drive-through.
Oh wow!
But like that was at like 2 a.m. because that's when you go to Sonic.
Sure.
Like, yeah, let's go to dinner at Sonic. We're going to drive past the Applebee's to get the Applebee's food in a car.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good hangover food.
Those cheese coney dogs aren't as good as they used to be. Anywho.
Go ahead.
They established the kids really well. They established the teacher really well. They kind of, I think they do a pretty good job of connecting the first movie to this one. And they seem to skip the other movie for some reason. No idea why. They did such a good job just stopping the ghost that everyone forgot about it. But like the only character I feel like they didn't do properly was the mother. It's like they put her as a really important part at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the movie, her whole thing is like basically Skylar from Breaking Bad. Like she's a distraction from the plot. It's like if you want to have someone in the movie, they need to be in the movie, not an interruption to the movie. You could have taken her out of the movie and just had like it would have been weird if they just showed up by themselves, like fucking Harry Potter or something. But like she could have been like 1/3 the screen time.
Mm-hmm.
And just like casually mention that grandfather was missing and that's why she doesn't talk much or whatever. Like they just have her interject in the story with, did you know your grandfather was missing? It's like she's playing chess. He's like, finding a demon in the mountain, and she leans around the door. Hey, before you go on your adventure, just remember that your grandfather left me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, by my age, all my friends had their dad leave.
Yeah. There's a point she's on a date. The mother's on a date with Paul Rudd, and she's going, oh, I really wish Phoebe would just get into some trouble. And then when Phoebe gets into trouble and is in the police station after this, we'll talk about the car chase, she flips out. I was thinking there was going to be a moment. So you kind of have to pretend in front of the cops, that you are really mad at the daughter. But I thought they were going to get inside the house and she'd like give her a hug or something. But She just kind of kept treating her like shit. It's like, you literally just asked for this. You're being such an asshole about it.
What I want to know is, how did no one else see that ghost?
Right.
Like, that thing did a flyby on like 90 people.
So
did they think that laser gun ate the car? Like, what? Like, I thought, like, when I saw the cop, and I thought, oh, the cop's gonna be a really cool character in the movie.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like, we've been trying to get that thing for like 2 weeks. Where'd you get this gun at? Like, and then like it was gonna be like a police force dealing with the giant like ghost apocalypse. That would have been really cool. They could have rallied a town like Rudy. But no, it's just like they just give him like a really badass line where he just doesn't care that this death laser is being pointed at him by a 12-year-old who has no trigger control, as far as I remember. Yeah. And then he's just out of the movie. Like, what?
Right.
Like, you don't even need that dude. You could have just had the scene in the prison and then have the mother look off screen and say, oh, yeah, I'll take them home. Keep the laser gun, though. That whole thing could have been like a minute and a half. The movie felt longer than it should have been because a third of it should not have been.
Right.
And then we could have had more ghosts.
Yeah, and more Paul Rudd.
Yeah, the movie should have still been 2 hours long, but like they should have had like 3 or 4 more scenes at summer school. There should have been like 2 or 3 more scenes of the Jedi twins going and finding like random shit in the mountains.
Yep.
Like they could have like saw the wolf again. Maybe like the wolf could have like almost like maybe like bit off someone's arm. That could have been badass. Just like see like one of like the jackass teenagers. Hey, you pansy! What are you scared of? Oh my arm! That would have been awesome. They could have had like a couple deputies like getting their truck slipped over by the wolf. You know, something cool could have happened in that time. But instead, we have granddaddy issues.
Yep.
And I mean, I get it, but like granddaddy issues aren't hard hitting to me because that was my entire childhood. Like everyone's dad left in the 90s.
Right.
First was like 80%.
That's true.
And they all had to move because like they couldn't afford an apartment anymore.
Yeah. You and I resonated very well with this first part of the movie. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, show of hands, who didn't have like a friend whose dad couldn't quite make child support?
Right.
I mean, I can think of 2 people off the top of my head whose dad didn't pay child support. I can say some things about my childhood. My dad was great, by the way. Just, you know, not everyone else is.
Right. We all had that friend. So I was going to ask you that. Why did Phoebe have to go to summer school?
That's a really good question. I don't think they did say. There might have been a throwaway line about like trying to make friends.
Or maybe she's trying to get ahead of grade, so she's taking extra class. I don't know. I don't think it works like college, but whatever. Maybe she's Doogie Howser.
I mean, it's 2021. You do the Common Core math, and now you're in college, I think is how it works.
Right. So she's just trying to skip high school altogether, go right to college.
I mean, she knows geological maps at a glance. I feel like
yeah.
The number of things she knows at a glance is bonkers.
She'd be one of those people that's amazing at science, right? But then English literature comes along and she needs a tutor.
Yeah, you know what I just realized? That like Ghostbusters, the original and this one, you know, most movies like the techie guy is either like also an action star or is like a quirky side character that, you know, shows up with a MacGuffin and then leaves.
Yeah,
you know, like the nerd in Mission Impossible, or you know, like the guy that gives Bond his gear or the information to go to the next place to infiltrate a party as himself.
Sure.
But like Ghostbusters, you know, both the original and this one, like the nerdy person discovers something and also has a big part in the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking a cliche character and making it the star of a movie. I think it's pretty neat because like I don't think many other series really do that.
Yeah.
Or they used to not do it, maybe would be a better way to say it.
I don't think many of them do it as well as Ghostbusters either. Like if anyone else does it, you know.
Obviously you've got like Tony Stark, but like,
sure.
You know, I think the exception makes the rule there.
Yeah, with Tony Stark, he's still a playboy though, even though he's the nerd. So
yeah, we need more socially awkward heroes.
Yeah, and she is. There was a moment in this movie, and I'm just thinking of it now, but Paul Rudd is going on a date with her mom, and her friend Podcast, who we haven't mentioned yet, is her friend, the boy that she befriended at school because he stuck a microphone in her face the first time he met her. This kid was great.
When he first came on the screen, you thought that was a chick, though, didn't you?
Yeah,
That was a girl. Like the framing and like, okay, so Podcast, just for context, if you've seen the Batgirl movies or Batwoman TV show or whatever, that's the hair he has.
Yeah,
That's also the face he has.
True.
But like, he's a 9-year-old kid, so like, what do you expect? Like,
yeah, he has black Super Saiyan Gohan hair. So, if any, we're all nerds. So anyways,
so he's got black Johnny Bravo hair.
Yes, Johnny Bravo or Guile from Street Fighter.
Anyways. He also has 9-year-old Johnny's way of introducing himself to girls. Just slide in, hey. Imagine doing that in like a real situation, just like literally slide into frame. Hey. This is what separates the alphas from the betas.
Yeah.
You gotta go in there with your microphone and your opener.
This kid's weird. No, I liked him. So anyways, they're sitting there together after they find out that Paul Rudd is going to go on a date with the mother. And Podcast says something along the lines of, he's trying to get with your mother, or he's trying to slide in your mother, or something weird, something a 12-year-old shouldn't be saying. But the Phoebe, she has this moment where she's like, oh, like when he says it to her. And he's like, oh, aren't you weirded out by that? She's like, yes, I'm throwing up on the inside. It's like little humor like that she's excellent at. Just the timing and everything was great. So.
Yeah, is she in anything else that we would have or should have seen? Like, she did a really good job.
Her name is McKenna Grace. Handmaid's Tale, I, Tonya, Troop Zero, nothing I would have ever seen. Malignant, but that's it. And then she's in a lot of like kiddie stuff. Fuller House, Young Sheldon.
Oh yeah, Mackenzie. You said Grace, right? McKenna Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, she really does look different in this.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. She's excellent. 15 years old, June 25th, 2006. Good for you.
Wow, they really de-aged her a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You out there listening, just look up her picture on IMDb. It's really different. So weird, but
she was in Independence Day Resurgence, so no one's seen that. Hopefully,
yeah.
She's been working for a while. She did a bunch of CSI stuff apparently.
Wow, weird.
Okay, so this got my eye. She was in a TV show called Genie in a Bikini.
Oh.
I don't think she's the one in the bikini though.
Okay. I almost
she wasn't in Cuties.
Oh God.
The movie that made you want to burn whatever version of Hollywood that came from.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Like what
is this TV show? This is so all the photos from it are from behind the scenes. There's nothing. Wow. Okay, I'm keeping this one open.
Jesus Christ.
She's in the Angry Birds movie as a voice. Marvel's Most Wanted. This will probably be her breakout. I'm curious to see what she's in next.
I have the feeling. Yeah, she was excellent in this.
With our trained movie-going eyes, we can tell when someone doesn't shit the bed on a movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the movie was overall really, really well done. Like, I know I complain constantly, but that's just my most interesting personality trait.
Yeah.
And, but like, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, there was a couple of things that I wanted to bring up. The marshmallow scene with Paul Rudd and all of the tiny little marshmallows. Mm-hmm. Whenever all hell starts to break loose, similar to what it does in the first Ghostbusters. And all of the marshmallows, Paul Rudd's in a Walmart. So we had Walmart, Hershey Crunch, and something else was they had some shameless advertisements, yeah. And all of the little marshmallows start popping out, and they're mini versions of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And they're all just, the first one's kind of cute, and then they all just start freaking out. And one of them is like melting chocolate over the other on a s'more and putting one in a blender. And yeah, it's pretty great. This part, obviously we said spoilers in the beginning, but the three living Ghostbusters all show up at the end. And there is a Dragon Ball Z moment in this movie from Cell games. So if you picture when Gohan kills Cell and there's like the image of Goku helping him with the Kamehameha behind him, that happens in this. That is immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, I kind of wonder about that. Like, I don't remember them doing that in the first movie where like if you really grit your teeth, the laser gun works better.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was like your strength to control the gun, but the beam was whatever the output of the pack you were carrying had. Not really like push harder. My extensive training has helped with the beam. Whatever. It was a very cute moment.
I was expecting her to go, Kaioken.
Yeah.
Times.
They do this really nice thing at the end where they pay tribute to Harold Ramis. He died in real life. That's why he wasn't in this. So, the last bits I wanted to say was more Paul Rudd, please. If you guys do a sequel to this, if it's successful enough, he's great. McKenna Grace is great. Finn Wolfhard was kind of benign in this, but he was still entertaining. And podcast, he was, how do I put it? He was funny and like witty, but like do a little bit less, like cut him off at some point, because I think the best comic relief characters, they kind of can take things seriously on occasion, but he was all comic relief, full stop. So
yeah. I mean, he did kind of have a serious. He had a serious moment that was played funny on screen where he just went wild with a taser on the little Stay Puft marshmallow things.
And he's covered in marshmallow after.
Yeah, but like he was serious, but the moment was funny though. I thought that was a pretty good moment there. What really got me was he was like, "You're my subscriber." I'm like, "Bro, how you gonna like talk about me like that right there?"
What they do really well in this movie, other than what we've already talked about, is they pay tribute to the what came before it, with the exception of Ghostbusters 2016, without overshadowing the characters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Every single character that they wanted to, because I think Finn's girlfriend was kind of just side, wasn't really important. But the three other characters, Finn, McKenna, and Podcast, they spent a lot of time building their character. When we got the original three back, it didn't really overshadow them. They were, it was kind of like a fan servicey moment.
Yeah.
But it was great because
not Bill Maher in a bikini, a different kind of fan service.
Yeah. It wasn't Gantz dude can see through girls' clothes fan service, but you know who likes fan service? Fans. Great job bringing them back. Just saying. I popped hard when maybe that wasn't the
So did you enjoy did you enjoy the opening nostalgia scene in the movie? Like the opening one with the boots and the beeping and the chair?
Not really. I mean, it was,
I thought that was supposed to be for people who enjoyed the movie more than I did.
Oh. It didn't
I didn't know why else it was there.
Right.
Because you can set up a wolf demon killing someone way quicker than that.
Yeah. The thing I enjoyed the most was them coming back, and Bill Murray still had his swagger, even though he's in his 60s or 70s or whatever. He had that swagger, was hitting on the demon chick. That's great. Yeah, they all look pretty similar. Bill Murray now looks like my dad for some reason. So.
I mean, that's just how time does you.
Yeah.
Dude's like 70, isn't he?
Yeah. He's probably good 10 years older than my dad, but they just look the same now. I don't know. Just old guys. But yeah, this movie was excellent. I'm glad I saw it while I'm typing. So I will give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I had to, when I rated it on IMDb, I had to give it an 8 because they don't let you do halves. And I don't know what the difference between a 7.5 and an 8 is, in my opinion, but that's just what I'm going to give it. I really enjoyed it. Let's see.
I'm going to give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, more Paul Rudd, please, if you do this again. Same amount of McKenna Grace, more Paul Rudd. 7.8 out of 10 out of 13,000 ratings on IMDb. So right in between us. Oh, man. What a great job. All right, so there you have it, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Go out and see it. There's not a lot of statistics available yet because it's still opening weekend, but as of yesterday, so 23 hours ago, would have been, so opening day, $40 million, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
We'll see what it is by the end of the weekend. Yeah, check it out. Go see it. It's a damn good time.